today.
Well, call meeting to order, begin with pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
How about nice, but it is Monday.
On the agenda this morning, I think we have one item we're going to dispose of because of lack of information. Down at the bottom, resolution 2015-12. I think we need some more information before we take action on that, so.
I'll make a motion to that effect of removing the 22nd.
Okay, all those in favor of the agenda as amended, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. We have the minutes from 3:30.
Wait a minute,
Both parts.
Okay, together?
Yes,
Okay.
I was gonna tell you
Gotcha.
that. You bet. Yes, I'll make a motion to approve our minutes from last week. Second.
Motion second to approve the minutes as published. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. No visitors from the crowd. Anybody got anything to say this morning? Okay, we go down below here and work on approval of legal liquor license at Humboldt Country Club.
The tongue twister.
Okay, everything is in order. Humboldt Country Club has had a liquor license for quite a while. This is a renewal of what they already have. No changes to the application. It's all seems to be there.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the application for liquor license for Country Club. Do we hear a second?
Second.
Second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Accept and place on file certificate of appointment for deputy sheriff.
And this was from Dean Kruger for his new deputy sheriff. He's certifying that Matthew Stile, is appointed until December 31st, 2016.
He hasn't introduced it.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, quite a while ago.
Okay. He's been through all this training now?
Apparently.
Looks like, yeah.
Okay.
So if there's a motion to accept and put it on file.
I'll make a motion to accept and place on file a certificate of appointment of the deputy sheriff.
I'll say.
We have a motion second to place on file the certificate of appointment for our deputy sheriff. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Now we gotta transfer some secondary road funds from the road services.
Yep.
We did just the rural services side this time because we're waiting to see if we need to use any of the general basic money later on. So rural services, the amount we're available to transfer is $720,000. I did check our balance in rural services, we're fine. We've got some tax collections in there from March, things are looking good. Shouldn't have any trouble with operating capital there, so.
All the farmers paid their taxes, so.
Looks like a lot of them did.
All right, I'll make a motion to transfer the secondary road fund from rural service fund. Approve the transfer.
I'll second the motion.
Motion second to transfer the $720,000. All those, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Okay, you wanna do a committee report? Jerry?
I didn't have anything.
Thursday morning, I was at the Humboldt County Economic Development Board. Trying to do something there that's, a lot of that stuff we can't discuss, 'cause it's private information. But there, I think, there's still some discussion about daycare in the community. That's one of the, every month we talk about that, and they are working hard on getting something developed on that. And it's usually the fire marshal that shoots down every idea that you come up with. You know,
a community worker or what?
you know, they just ruin all the good ideas people have. You know, organizations will donate their building for free, and a fire marshal comes in and says, well, you can, but you're gonna have to make $500,000 of renovations. And they just ruin all the good ideas. So, but, they're still working on that. And that's all I had this week.
I didn't have any committee meetings, I did get a report of, that Marshall had finished another project up there. It's been going on for a couple of years. On drainage, that was a junction box evidently was hit with a ripper and tore it all to pieces, so getting somebody in there to fix it, but they finally did. He said they did a real good job, so.
Did Marshall do it?
Yeah.
He probably
But it's still,
framed it out.
Still shallow.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty solid.
He did with me a couple
There's
years ago.
nothing you can do about it, 'cause the creek isn't very far from there, you know, and where it drains
It'd be
in.
nice if we just wouldn't farm over the top of that little area,
Yeah.
or not rip it.
That was all, just.
Well, Tuesday, I had the landfill meeting in Fort Dodge. I guess one of the major things was, you know, we put in the, leachate, system to take the smell out, and that's working great. But now, it's no, I can't say the word correctly, precipitating.
Hey, that is the right word.
Zinc and so forth into it's falling out of the leachate and going to the, sewage treatment plant, so we got zing down there that our heavy metals are too high. So, we're, been trying to get a hold of the people that are putting the, I think it's basically just hydrogen peroxide into the, system, and see if we can get a better balance there. Other than that, we approved hiring of another operator at the landfill. They're kinda short-handed, and very disappointed with the county attorney turning the grill case over to the state, and then the state saying they didn't want to prosecute, although Grill had pleaded that he was guilty, was gonna pay restitution, and it just all disappeared. So, now you begin to wonder, well, if the Attorney General will let a guy off for about $90,000, what's he gonna do with our fine for, I mean, has he set a precedent there that he's saying, well, the landfill can't collect this money from the guy that's plead guilty, well, what's he gonna do with our, quote, $2 million fine for being out of compliance? They did settle the Spencer case, which was originally a $2 million fine for $100,000, so we'll have to see how that negotiation goes, but, things continue. And then on the Wednesday, I met with Paul Jacobson and, Murr Engineering, at the, Humboldt County landfill. We got, on the north side, you know, we got the big mound, and then it flattens off. Well, there's getting some low spots there, so we need to have Paul and his boys haul some dirt out there and fill in those low spots. Paul was gonna see if he could get somebody. What we had been doing is running our leachate pump. We had an extension cord basically running that's basically just a sewer pump like you would in the chopper pump that was all stainless steel and expensive, crapped out on us. So I thought, well, why pay that when you can buy one of them for $100? Well, the coyotes or something like to chew the rubber cord, so that's all chewed up. So we gotta get that, we're gonna try to get it hardwired up there to that manhole.
Buried underground out there or something.
Yeah, we got power up to the manhole, it's just,
Oh, yeah.
we had 220, so it's just a matter of getting somebody to redo that. And, last week I got a letter from the DNR talking about the, underground tile system. You know, they tiled that, and then you got another tile system to collect the leachate, so now the DNR wants the manhole to the north, take that out and cap each one of those underground tile lines and put a riser on it so we can check that, which I think is,
Boy, they can come up with ideas.
torques me off, is to do that, you're gonna have to take the manholes, full of water, 'cause we've capped it, so it can't drain out. So we're gonna have to pump all that groundwater up to the leachate, collection pond, and eventually haul it to Renwick to run through there. And I think, what a,
Oh, man.
but,
I mean, that'd be many truckloads, wouldn't it?
yeah, we did it here about 2 or 3 years ago when the leachate pond was too full.
Hmm.
Makes you tempted to go down there with a big stick and open it up. I didn't say that.
We didn't hear it.
That's all I had.
Shoot.
Okay, I had no meeting this week, I had a week off for nothing but Easter. Any you get something for us?
I was just looking at what I had here. This is a letter from the supervisors, I don't know if any of the rest of you got it, from Buena Vista, Calhoun, and Sac regarding...
Okay, that's what I was
Here's,
asking
yep,
about.
here's a letter you can look at on that, since we're not gonna take any action on that today. What else did I have here? You'd received from the Dickinson County supervisors, they had some questions on the master matrix system.
Saw that.
They'd like to have some questions answered and back within 30 days, so I didn't know if anyone here wanted to fill it out, or tell me what you want on there, or...
I don't think they were
I'll
asking.
let you look at that. This was a workman's comp claim that was filed, it's confidential as far as names, but you guys can see it.
Well, we probably should fill out as much trouble as we have. We figure out
And
everybody's
this is
opinion
just a
is.
listing of all open
Work
claims
session, we can
on
kinda go
workman's
ask
comp.
questions.
So, this I'll need back too, that's confidential, but
Oh, okay.
it just lets you know what all
Gotcha.
open claims are, and this was a new one that was filed just
Hmm.
recently. Other than that, I think we're good. The work session on courthouse security, Travis will be able to come up here, and so he will be here about 9:15. And you can talk to him about how you want the cameras and what the cameras will do and that type of thing. I should find his quote, because he did give us a quote on those cameras, so. And that's all I have.
You're talking about courthouse security, I know this is not part of the meeting on cameras, but do we have an active committee appointed? When we get talking...
That's something I wanted to discuss with you when we're in our work session, because there is a courthouse security, a group that was set up way back when the judge did it, and it's the judge, the clerk of court, the sheriff, and myself. But I'm wondering if we wanna have a group for just courthouse, because they
Yeah.
have a lot of court issues.
Yeah.
More so than, you know, things to protect the court
Mm-hmm.
room, you know, building enters into that at some point. But it doesn't address some of the issues that we've talked about when we've gone to meetings. So I think I was gonna talk to you guys and say who you want on there, how many people,
Sounds good.
yeah. So-
Paul, are you ready to come and talk? We're 1 minute early, but that's good. That way you can quit 1 minute early, right?
That I can quit, what?
1 minute early.
Sure.
You ready?
Several orders of business, good morning. The first one is, I think we're finally, Cassuth County is finally requesting some funding for our share of C-12 resurfacing from Laverne to Highway 17 that occurred last summer. I think I copied, the first page on this should be, circled, total for that project was $609,591. Our share was, $304,795.66, about $305,000. They administer everything east of, Laverne, and we administer west, and they did that portion of it. What we need to, approve is, the transfer from, our farm-to-market funds to their farm-to-market funds. They fronted it all with their farm-to-market account, and we need to, pull it out of ours and put it in theirs.
There's, I see.
How many dollars?
304?
304. Second page.
What's that?
How much is the whole bill?
It was,
$609,000. It's on that second page.
304,795.66.
I'll move if we transfer.
I'll second.
A motion second to transfer the funds from our county to there.
The only, question, it might be rounded dollars. I mean, it might be whole dollars that farm market account uses, so I might round it up to whatever, so.
yeah, gotcha.
Is there a second?
I did.
Okay, we have motion second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Second order of business is to approve the 2015 dust control, contract to Pro Co-op. Edwards Contracting, notified us that they're not in the business anymore. Edwards has been competitive and been one of the main players of Humboldt County's, contracted dust control, over the years, and, they're no longer doing it. Dino's did it a few years, with, lignin sulfate, and, last year told us, last couple of years they've quoted chloride, and this year they didn't quote anything. Therefore, our proposal and, recommendation for the dust control contractor is Pro Co-op, out of Pocahontas, Iowa. A running foot it is. So that, the dust control notice that we'll post is the basic treatment will be 400 lineal feet consisting of 2 applications, spring and late summer. Cost for each resident shall pay is $460, so the base price for this becomes $460.
For 2 applications.
Yep. Pro had been doing a chunk, they did 15, somewhere between a dozen and 18 of their own patrons in the western part of the counties. Remember, they came in and got work in the right-of-way permits to do their share of them anyway, but, they have a chunk of them they've been doing, and this year, looks like they'll do them all.
When you do 2 applications, that 2 times a year, 2 different times a year?
Spring and fall.
Spring and fall.
And I don't know, have not talked as to schedule of how soon yet. I know there was a push early, that they had, people asking them already, 'cause we had dry early and dust early, and this week will settle those concerns, I think, for a little bit, and then we'll go from there.
I got a couple questions. I was just visiting with somebody in the community, and I can't remember because I've never paid for it, because I lived out on Dusty Road and I just lived with it. Did the county used to pay partial?
Yes.
Okay.
And that ended...
Quite a few years now.
Yeah, quite a few years ago. At one point, they played percentage.
Paid
And then-
percentage, I see.
And then it became like $60 and then $50 off or something, minimum, and that was
Right.
it.
Okay. Well, and, you know, their concerns were, they felt it was kinda like your healthcare, you don't get to choose, they tell you who you're getting, you gotta pay it. You know,
Well, they
you're
have-
paying for something, you don't get to choose who gets it done.
Well, again, we have
Back
several
then.
out there that do their own, and they come in and get work in the right-of-way permit, they supply us with all the information, and then they work at doing this for our convenience versus the other way around.
So if they wanted to hire someone else to come in and do it,
They can.
Just like Pro Co-op has
They
done the
can.
last several years, they brought in a list,
Yeah, Pro
so they do have that option of going out and hiring
they
their
can
own.
do on their own, but this...
I wonder if that notice should be put concurrent with this notice in the paper, so that they are aware that they can get their own dust control if they want.
Wow.
But there's probably nobody out there that'll do it,
Well,
right?
you can find anybody to do anything.
What's gonna cost you?
I mean, they're available.
That don't sound
Yeah.
good.
But the point is, we try to pool it to make it
More economical.
more economical. We try to, they tell us a time period, we try to get everything ready at once, so we won't drive out to Cousin Ed's and prepare it because somebody from Timbuktu is coming in tomorrow to shoot it.
Mhm.
Or if they come in and shoot it and it needs blading and we didn't know about it, we're gonna blade through it anyway.
My brother's done his own for years.
So it's good for both of us to try to do this.
Yeah. Well, to me, it makes sense, but these are the comments I had from some
No,
people.
working the right-of-way permit, is required. We have turned down a few permits over the years, but, generally, if it's something that can be done safely, we can have the financial assurances that we don't transfer somebody's problem to the whole county's problem.
Yeah.
Generally, we approve. We want to...
Well, and I do, in some fairness, in the past, we've had 3 bids, and it was pretty competitive, and everybody would take the low bid, but it's getting, nobody's interested in doing it anymore, so. And that's understandable, if you don't get...
Well, and it's the suppliers, the lignin supply has been, as sketchy. Some of the, people that have handled the lignin, as I understand, are no longer in the business.
Oh, yes.
And so they've shopped around. If you look at the prices in 2013, there was a scramble for lignin, at least from Pro Co-op.
See, we've had 3 bids for the last 5 years, now all of a sudden we're down to just one.
Just one.
Kind of how it goes, I guess.
Do I hear a motion to approve the co-op dust control contract?
I'll make a motion to approve the co-op dust control contract.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Second, all right. Other discussion concerning the contract? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Finally,
Good bids.
the last project, is to award contracts for bridge replacement projects, Parents BROS Parents 58 and a BROS Parents 60, both of them to Whiteman. They are not tied projects, but Whiteman got them both. One is, out in, Beaver Township on, 240th, and the other one is, out on Hawaii in Corinth Township. The Beaver Township project, is, 8x8s, I believe. Yes, and that's, for nearly $85,000. And the, Corinth project is 10x10s, I believe, yes, and for, $85,000 plus change. Very competitive bids this time of the year. You can see our normal players were involved. That's what we'd like to see on this, is, competitive. It's my understanding they're still looking for more, and we hope to bring you a couple local projects to settle letting on soon. We're working on right-of-way issues with them, both of them, we need a 10-footer or something to do the work.
Good. I'll make a motion that we award the contracts for bridge replacement projects to Whiteman.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion to award the bridge replacement contract with Whiteman.
And again, to award just notifies the contractor to prepare, contracts, to get their bonds together, get their insurances to us, and ultimately, a couple of weeks from now, you'll have the contracts in place. The only option we have at the board right now is to either award, which tells the contractor we intend to, proceed with the contracting of the project, or to, not delete, but to, reject all, and I would recommend that we proceed with as, your motion has stated.
Other discussion? All those in favor of awarding the contract, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
When's the start date on them? The spring or whenever they get...
No, late start dates on these are, both of them are gravel projects. They're probably September, 1st or 15th or something like that.
They're gonna get into your August, when the dry months, and do them.
Well, yeah, the DOT rules these projects, they look at them, they figure out how long it takes them to do it, and they roll it back from whatever the time period would be. If it's a paved route, they may move it up a little. If it's a gravel surface route, then they look at, November 1st, the end of the construction season, and roll it back. So they give the contractor the flexibility of the whole summer.
So he can start anytime?
He can start anytime, but the days start, probably September 15th, something like that. Maybe even October 1st. If it was us, that's what we'll be looking at on a couple of these, projects. Both of them were paved routes, and I don't one of them we may resurface, the other one we probably won't surface. We'll put rock on it and leave it for a year or two.
Yeah.
Any more